Hey guys, Max here with another World of Warcraft Classic gold making guide. In this one, we're going to be talking about long-term investments for future phases. This will work in pretty much any iteration of Classic WoW. I'm recording this during Season of Discovery Phase 2, so there might be little nuances here and there, but we're going to go over 3 different items and then how to acquire those items and how to increase your profit margin on them over an extended period of time. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you a screenshot from the year 2020 when Classic was originally released, and it will show the pricing of one of the items. It's actually the third item on the list, which happens to be my favorite. So just to give you an idea of what we could be looking at. Now, before we begin, the usual spiel, the sub button down below, hit that if you're interested in this type of content, or if you learn something new, hit the like button. Really appreciate that. Helps the channel grow. And it also lets me know the engagement of you guys and to let me know if you guys like this type of content, and then I'll just keep making it. Now, before we get into the items, we need to talk about the baseline of what we're going to need, which is alts. The more alts that you have, the more money you're going to make at the end of this investment. More specifically for Season of Discovery, the more alts that you have at level 40 at the end of phase 2, the more prepared that you are going to be. So one of the best times to make in-game currency in any MMO game out there is the start of a new phase, right? It's the same with Final Fantasy 14, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, all of them. A new phase starts, everyone's super hyped about all the new items that are coming, and they want to make the new gear, they want to make the new housing items, they want to craft the new resources, all that good bit. And so we're going to take advantage of that with Season of Discovery phase 4, 5, and 6. And when those phases come out, you are going to be so levied up on all of the items that people want that you're just going to place it on the auction house and you're just going to scoop all the gold that comes with it, right? So we're going to take a look at 3 different items that are going to help us with that. So like I said, we're going to be talking about professions for our alts, and first we're going to talk about alchemy, okay? More specifically, transmute arcanite bar. You can start to transmute arcanite bars at 275 skill for alchemy. And this is on a 2-day cooldown, right? So you can't just go out there and endlessly farm bars, right? There's a certain amount of these that can be produced every day on your server, dependent on how many alchemists there are that are actively using this, right? So if in Season of Discovery, when the next phase comes out and you've got 3 or 4 level 40s that are all maxed on alchemy and they have in their bag herbs ready to level up to 275, you can just start churning out these transmutes super, super fast. So the average cost for this transmute is about 10 gold. You can sell it in trade chat, or you can go and buy the arcane crystal off the auction house, transmute it yourself, and then just sell the bar on the auction house. I've seen it go down to about 5 gold when a phase is slow. At the beginning of a phase, when this is released, they could go for about 20 gold for the first few days, right? But I'd say on average about 10. And so if you've got 3 or 4 different alchemists that are shooting out these transmutes every couple days, that's what, 10 gold every couple days, 30 gold a week per character. Let's say you got 4 characters. That's 100, 120 gold per week just for logging on your alts and hitting a transmute button. So what do we use these arcanite bars for? Well, there's a few different fun items when you're leveling up, like arcanite reaper and things like that. But Thunder Fury and the sulfurous hammer off of Ragnaros that you craft, they need 50 bars for the hammer and 100 for the Thunder Fury, right? And so with Molten Core and Blackwing Lair being 20-man raids, there's going to be twice as many raids and probably twice as many Thunder Furies and hammers being churned out from these raids. So really good popular item would be the arcanite bar for those. Plus, this is for Season of Discovery as well. So what other items are they possibly going to be adding to the game that is going to require arcanite bars? And when the season comes out and there's 2 or 3 different cool items off of blacksmithing or something like that, and it takes 10, 15, 20 arcanite bars, guess who's going to have a stockpile ready to go? You, the one that watched this video. So really cool. Keep an eye on arcanite bar. Let's move on to the next item. And that's going to be with tailoring, more specifically mooncloth, okay? This has a 4-day cooldown. It's really long. I think it's the longest in Classic. You can craft it at 250, and it takes 2 fell cloth to craft. You also have to be at a moonwell. The Alliance have one in the city park in Stormwind. I think the Horde have one in Thunderbluff. Correct me in the comment section down below if I'm wrong. You can farm the fell cloth yourself while you're leveling up in phase 2 or phase 3. If you come out to Fellwood and just kill these satyr looking guys that are kind of in the north, the west, and the south part of the zone. I just like to go to the auction house and just buy the 2 fell cloth myself and then just log on every 4 days for all of my tailors and then just hit the transmute button and then just keep doing that. So what are we going to use the mooncloth for? Well, there's a few different items. There is a bottomless bag that's 18 slaughter. This matches the Onyxia bag from the raid, the Dragon Raid. So if you want to craft these 18 slot bags, you need 12 of them. 4-day cooldown, remember, for the transmute. Zolgarub, which is probably going to be phase 5, if I'm not mistaken. It has the Bloodvine set. The legs give 1% chance to hit for spells. So does the boots. And then the chest gives 2%, right? So really good with that set. And then tailors that are healers can make the Truth Faith vestments. This is a really nice item to get you into Molten Core. Be careful, this is buy now pickup. And then not including any Season of Discovery item that they happen to add. Like I mentioned with the Arcanite bars, maybe they add some cool tailoring items and it needs 5, 8, 10 mooncloth. Well, if you're sitting on a pile of 60 or 80 of these things when the phase drops and they're going for 20, 30, 40 gold a pop the first week because everybody wants this stuff, you're going to be rich and not the guy that didn't watch this video, right? So really cool on the mooncloth. Not my favorite one just because I'm not a big tailor fan, but it's still a good item to consider. So the last one on the list is the Granddaddy. This is my favorite item to prepare for any long-term investment in classic WoW. It's the Cured Rugged Hide, right? If I could give you one piece of advice in this video, make every single alt that you have a leather worker and have them crank these puppies out every 3 days. It's a 3-day cooldown. You do need a salt shaker from an engineer. So once the start of phase 3 starts for Season of Discovery, wait for someone to put a salt shaker up on the auction house or just make it yourself. And then once you have this, it's unlimited use. It's just a 3-day cooldown. And then make sure you have enough leather in your bag to get yourself up to 250 so that you can just AFK every 3 days and hit this puppy and churn these things out. Now, there are several reasons why this item is my favorite one to farm for in long-term investment profits in Classic WoW. First of all, it's very inexpensive to make. If you remember the Arcanite bars, they could be 30, 40, 50 gold for the crystals. So you have to front that money up front. Mooncloth, you need fell cloth, which could be 3, 4, 5 gold per fell cloth, and you need 2. This, all you need is rugged hide from skinning, and then you need 1 deep rock salt. This drops off of almost everything in Black Rock Mountain and Burning Steps, and it's not used for anything else other than I think Durgeon's chicken chops when AQ40 comes out. So these are typically 2 to 10 silver on the auction house, very inexpensive, and you just grab 30 stacks of this and a few stacks of the rugged hide, and then you just watch the auction house every day to see when you get a good price on these, and then you just log onto your alt every 3 days and push the transmute button, and it's very inexpensive for that. So then what's Cured Rugged Hide used for? Nothing really. If you look at this list, it's just a bunch of blue items, which is why this is a very long-term investment. This is going to come into play around AQ40 and Nax. When warriors want their dreadnought set, it's 19 Cured Rugged Hide to make this. When rogues want their blood scythe, 42 Cured Rugged Hide on a 3-day cooldown. So if you've got 3, 4, 7 different alts with leatherworking, hitting the transmute button every 3 days for the next 8, 9, 10 months, and then these phases come out, you are going to have a stockpile of these when everybody's going to want them. If you wait until phase 4, when everyone's getting ready for the next phase, it's already too late because, like I said, this is a finite resource, just like the other two. You can't just speed this up and farm this. It's a 3-day cooldown per character. And this isn't even including anything that Season of Discovery is going to release. If you're working on this stockpile for phase 4, 5, and 6, and phase 3 and 4 come out with some new Cured Rugged Hide recipe, you're going to be ready to drop some of your stock the first few days that this comes out when the prices are super, super high, right? And then once they start to drop, you hold off and you keep transmuting and getting ready for the future phases. Now, I did this same strategy back in 2019, 2020 when Classic WoW first came out with Blizzard. And back then I had about 5 or 6 different alts that would push the transmute button on this every 3 days. And I would just keep growing my stockpile. I ended up having 400, 450 of these, and I sold them all and made about 36, 37,000 gold. It was ridiculous. I paid for every epic mount for my character. This is the screenshot that I sent my buddy back then saying, hey man, remember that investment plan I was telling you about? It's payday. Here it is. And I took a screenshot of what the auction house looked like. It was pretty cool. This doesn't include, like I said, Season of Discovery stuff. So this could work all the way up through phase 4 and 5 and 6 if Blizzard adds new materials and recipes for this. But towards the end, if you're patient and you play the long game, you are going to get a fat payday. And that's my long-term investment video for Classic WoW. Like I said, we're in season of discovery. This is going to be towards phase 5 and 6 when you're going to start using this. We're in phase 2 now, so get those alts ready, get the resources in the bags so that when the next phase comes out, you don't have to go out and farm the materials that you need to push them up into the level to start getting these going, right? And then just be patient, log on every day or every week, start getting the transmutes going, and then when everybody on the server needs these resources, you're going to be the guy that's got a huge stockpile and they're going to pay top dollar for it, right? So appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe button down below if you think this video was helpful. Push the like button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Thanks for watching.